Well, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees says it's concerned, Commission for Refugees says it's concerned about systematic sexual violence in the Democratic Republic of Congo's Tanganyika province. More than 23,000 people have reportedly been displaced in that region. And in the past 2 weeks alone, humanitarian workers have recorded 243 incidents of rape, 48 of which have involved minors, that's children. Well, joining us now to discuss this further is UNHCR spokesperson in the DRC, Fabien Faivre. Fabien, a very good afternoon and thanks so much for your time. What is happening out there? Give us an idea of what it is you're hearing.
We're deeply concerned about the situation happening in the northern part of the Tanganyika province, so in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. We're talking about incidents of systematic sexual violence against women and girls perpetrated by armed groups. As you mentioned, since May, over 23,000 women, children, and men have been forced to flee their homes because of insecurity and violence. And the conflict continues, and the situation is still worrying.
And this is not a new situation, though, Fabien. I mean, we've been hearing about this for years and years and years, and one has to wonder, why has nothing been done about it? Is it difficult to pin down the perpetrators? Is it difficult to find them? What is the problem that we haven't been able to stop this?
As you know, the DRC is a very vast country. There are more than 100 armed groups across the country, who are organized and working in total impunity in the DRC. And it's quite complex, even for us as humanitarians, to access those areas where people need assistance. You mentioned, almost 250 incidents of rape, among which 48 involve minors. And this is only for the past 2 weeks and only in a specific territory. I mean, let's have a minute on that. This is beyond imagination. It means that if you do the math, it means that it's like 17 incidents of rape each day. Women are traumatized. Women are, not able to often seek assistance because, the health centers are quite far from those villages. So we are doing, the best we can. We're working with local authorities to make sure that those women, are provided with psychosocial support, are provided with medical support. But it's quite challenging, especially in the country where there's almost an absence of roads in certain areas.
So what do we actually need to do then, Fabien? I mean, we've also heard stories in the past that those who were meant to protect these women, children and men are also sometimes the perpetrators. They're also accused. There have been allegations of sexual misconduct, of sexual atrocities being committed by those who were meant to protect them. So who needs to do what now?
We're calling the authorities basically to scale up security. The idea is to protect civilians, to protect those women, those children, those men, who are victims of those horrific attacks. And by scaling up security, we'll also be able to have more easy access to those people in need. And we need also investigations to be made. We need, those perpetrators to be brought to justice. Yeah.
And I suppose the question then is, Fabien, does the rest of the world actually care about the DRC? And if it does, is it actually showing it?
That's the thing. I don't think that people really care about the DRC. I've been working here for almost 3 years, and we know when we talk about the DRC, we're talking about those big figures. There are 5.2 million internally displaced people in this country. 5.2 million people who are internally displaced inside the DRC. It's one of the largest displaced population in Africa, but yeah, no one seems to care, and I'm really happy to see that we have some media attention around that. But this is happening at the moment, and this will happen tomorrow again. We understand that there's some media fatigue, there's some also donor fatigue because this has been going on for decades. But at the same time, people need our support. Those women, they want to live a normal life, and our team and partners, they talk daily to those people, and what they say to us is that they just want to live in peace. I mean, it's that, that simple for them.
And I see the UNHCR here saying that it is seeking further financial support, that you've only received about 36% of the more than $200 million required for what it is you need to do in the DRC. So you know, how are you planning to push for that, or what needs to happen for you to get that money promised?
I mean, we're dealing, it's emergencies on top of emergencies, to be honest. As you may know, I mean, there was like an eruption of a volcano a couple of months ago in the east of the country. And you know, often we try to do the best we can, but we often have to, you know, make the hard choice to prioritize some incidents over others, which is quite complicated. And as you mentioned, we're only 36% funded so far. And again, our budget is mainly for the, you know, for the current situation. And every day there's like a new situation happening in this country, and yeah, it's really complicated.
All right. Well, we'll hopefully draw on some attention to the situation there, Fabien, and hopefully some help is at hand. And I mean, these are children. They could be my children, your children, our daughters as well, if we ever have to be stuck in a situation like that. Thanks very much for your time there.